Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the official launch of DigGeoNaija's open source GIS and DEM models and maps. My name is Temitope, and I'll be your host for this exciting event. Firstly, I would like to welcome every one of us. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our attendees and our special guests. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the NMGS, NAPE, NIH, NGSA, and all our international bodies present. I say you're all welcome. And I also like to welcome our directors at DigGeoNaija in person of Dr. Kamaldeen Omosoya and also Dr. Gani Mosuro. I also like to welcome our project manager in person of Mr. Yomiko, and also our speakers for today, Mr. Ridwan Hussaini and Ms. Victoria Oludipe, who will be sharing their insights with us. And I'm sure every one of us, we are going to learn one or two today. To kick off this exciting event, we'll begin with the opening remarks from our own very director, Dr. Musuru, who would introduce us to the project and the broader vision behind DigGeoNaija. Welcome, sir, Dr. Musuru.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Tope, and thank you, everybody on the call. My name is Gani Musuro. I hope you can all hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
Okay. We want to, like I said, my name is Ganiu. I am one of the directors for this project, DigGeoNaija. So I shall be introducing us to what DigGeoNaija is all about, our mission, our vision, our vision, and why Dr. Kamal will take over from me to tell us what we have achieved so far. So what we mean by DigGeoNaija is an acronym, or really a short form of Digital Geoheritage Innovation, which we are using, unveiling the future of geoheritage in Nigeria. So we are unveiling the future of geoheritage in Nigeria through digital innovation. That is what is meant by GeoNaija. So we are a tech-driven initiative who is trying to elevate Nigerian geotourism sector through immersive experience and sustainable practice. And this is actually one in town. This is, and nobody has done this before. So we are operating under a license. We are registered company by the CAC, which is the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria, with registration number 7757044. Okay. So our mission, in brief, is to enhance accessibility to all the geosites in Nigeria. So we want to make Nigerian geosites accessible to a global audience. So wherever you are in the world, be it in Iceland, be it in Antarctica, we want to expose you to all the Nigerian geosites. So secondly, is also to promote conservation. So we know that in the next 20, 30 years, some of these sites we are having, we might not be able to get there. Maybe development might have gone there, and some of these sites will have something else will have happened to them. So we want to promote conservation, we want to conserve all these sites, and to use the Internet of Things for environment monitoring, and also AI for predictive analytics to ensure the sustainable management of all these geosites. So then thirdly is to boost economy. So we know tourism is a big market now. So we're developing a commercial opportunity through eco-friendly tourism so that jobs will be created and also we generate revenue for all the local communities that host all these geosites. So what is our technology? So what is our solution? Basically, there are three of it. So our solution, we are using innovative geotourism experience. So, so we're using cutting edge technology to make Nigerian geosites accessible through virtual tours and interactive digital platform. So we're going to have something like virtual reality, augmented reality, something that has not been done before in the history of tourism in Nigeria. So we are also contributing to economic growth. So our platform fosters job creation. So we're going to have a lot of jobs that are created in the local community, hotels around those geosites, virtual tours, and a lot of things like that. So also we are also sustaining tourism practice. So we are sustaining by implementing sustainable practice at okay. So our solution, we are basically using of geological field mapping. We go to the field to map. We are using drone simulation and direct drone piloting. We are using GIS and DEM modeling. This is the one we are trying to unveil today. Some of our maps that we have done. Then digital outcrop modeling, one of our technology. Then immersive technology, like I said before, 360 videos, hologram, virtual reality, augmented reality, and so on. Then Internet of Things for sites, where we monitor what is happening at those sites in real time. Then we're also creating content and film for cinematography. And Dr. Kamal will mention what we have achieved so far in all this thing. So this is what we stand for. This is what we are doing. So in the next few minutes, Dr. Kamal will talk about what we have achieved so far. So thank you for having me, Tope.
Thank you, sir. So let me take over from Dr. Mosuru. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Oh, thank you. So when we started this project, we started in May. Officially, we started in May as DigGeoNaija with just about 53 geosites. And that number has grown rapidly from 53 to 83, and it was 120 like a month ago, and now 147 geosites. So far so good. You see on this map, which is the slope map of Nigeria, showing gradients across Nigeria, we have 147 geosites. So these are important places for tourists. They have cultural values, they have scientific values, they have educational values. So places that are important in terms of all these factors I mentioned are considered as geosites. So far, we have documented 147 of them, and you can access these through our cloud-based platform. In addition to the 147 geosites, now we are launching today our GIS and DEM maps and models. These are maps that are necessary for tourism and for tourists. They are important because they are important for destination management and planning, and also for promotion of geosites and for economic growth. So today we'll be unveiling 8 maps for each of the 36 states in Nigeria. At the moment, we have 147 geosites spread across 31 states, and we have 7 other states without geosite for now. But we have their GIS and DEM maps made. So we'll be unveiling all these kind of maps, the 8 that are being shown on the screen now. We'll be unveiling them for the 36 states in Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Apart from making state map, administrative map, we're also making localized map. So if you need help with making such maps, after this training or after this event of today, you can get in touch with us and we can create this kind of maps for you. To your left here is SRTM30 of Bonu, to be precise, the Biu and Ahu local government in Bono, where you have the Tiller crater, and the crater are shown in red. This is being overlain on the ill-shaped map. And here to the right, you see the flow direction map showing the direction of channels, rivers, or even paleo-channels that are related to lava flows or lava tubes that are buried in the subsurface. So we make localized maps also. So far, so good. We have completed 3 pilot projects in 3 different states: Ogun State, Oyo State, and last week in Niger State. At the moment, we've covered more than 12 geosites in terms of doing everything that we need to do there except the VR tours. So in Oyo State, these are examples of geosites that have been covered in Oyo State, from Agbele Hill to the Igbadi Agurege Hill to Yamoko Hill and the Ado Hawaii that has been featured on one of our docu series. Before we go to the field, we talk about drones. So we do drone simulations because these are part of immersive experience for our customers or for our viewers. And these 2 examples, I'm going to show these. I hope you see the video. This is an example of the kind of drone simulation that we do because we want our viewers, our customers to get engaged. They are engaging, you know. And remember, our solution is providing accessibility, direct accessibility to all these geosites. And you can see the hill around the Shori Hills in Kaduna State. Beneath here is the Kashimbila Game Reserve. You see the lovely map outline of the lake surrounding the game reserve in Taraba State. So before we work on any site, we do all these simulations, and we have done 35 thorough simulations till date. We regularly update them. We also regularly correct the ones that we've made previously. In addition to drone simulations, when we go to the sites, we also make direct drone piloting to collect area photographs and area coverage of the site. This example is from the Yamoko Hill in Oyo State. And you can see our field assistants and some of our staff walking towards the hill there. So we do this for the sites that we have physically visited and physically worked on and investigated. So far, so good. We have done this in 10 different sites in Nigeria, and we regularly put them out on our LinkedIn page and our other social media platform. In addition to the direct drone simulations, we also make 3D models because we want to make this experience, we want to make it immersive. We want you to be engaged in them, right? And we want you to feel as if you're there. So we make 3D simulations. This is the example from the Kashimbila games in Taraba State. I'll play it again. And we are also creating this into 3D printed souvenirs, which you can buy from us, from our stores, our online stores. And when you come to our booth at different conferences, you can also get them sometimes as gifts for visiting our booths. So this is an example from the Kashimbila Game Reserve. And so far, so good. We are working on 25 of them, 35 different sites. Last week, we just completed direct filming and documentary over the Zuma Rock in Niger State. People used to think it's in Abuja, but it's in Niger State. This picture was collected last week. And then we also did the same for the Gurara waterfall. The Gurara waterfall also is in Niger State. You can see the area view, and you can see a house, some of the houses here around the Gurara reservoir. And lastly, also, we have completed the collection of data at the Suleja Dam. This is the dam here, and you see where the water is being supplied from, and you see the surrounding topography of the area. Isn't that lovely? Part of our aim is to conserve and preserve this history and heritage. And we are not only interacting with adults, we are also interacting with kids. So we have so far released 2 seasons. We have developed, point of correction, we have developed 2 seasons about mysterious places in Nigeria. They are actually targeted towards kids between the age of 5 and 11. And this is one way to get them engaged and also know about these places in Nigeria. Now we've released the first season of 5 episodes on the Tila Lake, the Ogunike Caves, Yalike Lake in Ado Hawaii, the Pindong Lake, and the Wase Rock in Plateau State. And those were released 3 weeks ago. And you can see for yourself the kind of followership that we get on YouTube, how people are viewing and getting engaged with this episodes, this series that we are releasing. Apart from that, we also release regular docu-series on our YouTube channel, our Facebook, and our Instagram. So we encourage you to follow us to see get to view some of these videos that we make from all the sites. At the moment, we are working on a VR tour starting from the southwest in Ogun State, Oyo State, and in Osun State. So that is in development. So we are seriously working on this. Hopefully, we will release it before the end of the year, God willing. If not so, then it's going to be launched before the next major conference in Abuja, the NMGF's conference in Abuja. In addition to VR, we're also working on our paintings. This is an example from, this is the Yake Lake, the suspended lake from Ado Hawaii. And we are not only taking pictures, we are also developing them into different kind of paintings. The example of Ado Hawaii suspended lake is shown to the top right hand corner, where you see the oil painting of the same picture that you have here. And we are selling these not only for catalog basis, but if you want them also to be printed and sent to you as frames, you can order them online soon from online stores. Below is the oil painting of the Zuma Rock in Niger State. We are not only doing oil painting, we are doing 3D painting, line art, watercolor, comic, sketch, clay, and all kind of good painting that you can think of. Lastly, we are working on an app, which is a 9-layer app, where you can interact with all the content that we are creating. Thank you, Tokwe.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Musuru, and thank you, Dr. Kamaluddin, for outlining our progress so clearly. We now move on to the part of the event that many of us have been waiting for. That's the live demonstration. So I would like to call on one of our experts, Mr. Ridwan Husseini, who will take us through a step-by-step guide on creating GIS and DEM model using GIS. This will be a highly informative section, so feel free to take note and ask questions, which will be answered later during the question and answer. Welcome, Mr. Ridwan Husseini.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Topper. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, welcome to the open source GIS map and model launching at DigGeoNaija once again. My name is Ridwan Husseini, and like Dr. Kamaluddin said earlier, we've been able to create 8 different GIS-based maps for all 36 states in Nigeria, and I'll be putting you through a step-by-step guide of how we create these maps at DigGeoNaija. So let's start with a brief introduction to terrain analysis. What is terrain analysis? Terrain analysis actually is a GIS-based analysis that involves the studying of the Earth's surface and its physical attributes, such as the slope, the relief, the topography, and other physical characteristics. And an important tool in carrying out this analysis is the DEM, which is the short form for digital elevation model. And digital elevation model is actually a 3D representation of the Earth's surface, which provides elevation data across a specific area of the Earth's surface. So some of the DEM maps, some of the GIS maps we are launching today, let's discuss a bit of them. Like I said earlier, in order to carry out terrain analysis, we have to acquire a DEM data. And the DEM data we use at DigGeoNaija is the SRTM DEM data, which is the short form of short-range data topography mission, to provide a better resolution. And we use this in creating 3D models and also in designing our tourist facilities. So some of the maps we are launching today are the A-shade map, which is the representation of how sunlight interacts with the Earth's surface. And this is actually using creating 3D landscape views and also promoting our tourist destinations. Some of them are also aspects, which is the compass direction that a slope faces. We use this in guiding tourists in choosing trails with desired sun exposure and also for identification of ecotourism. Another is the aspect, which indicates the direction at which the slope faces. We use this in actually understanding the habitat identification for ecotourism. So the last one, but not least, is the terrain ruggedness, which is the nature of terrain roughness or unevenness. And we use this in highlighting rugged landscape for rock climbing, wildlife tours, and adventure tourism activities. So let's start by beginning our terrain analysis. In order to do this, we use an open source geospatial software, which is known as QGIS. By saying open source, we mean it is accessible to a wide range of users, ranging from students to professionals, without any need for subscription. So ensure you have QGIS launched and you install it. Open the new project and we'll begin by extracting our study area. So it's time to move to the practical aspects. So this is the QGIS interface. And before we start our terrain analysis, the first important part is to source for the shapefile of the study area for the extraction. In order to do this, we have to ensure that the HCM GIS plugin is installed. Once this is installed, it will be added to the top layer of your interface. So once this has been added, you click on the drop down and we select download open data. And once this has been opened, you click on global administrative areas by country and you browse to the country of interest. Mine is Nigeria. So I'll click Nigeria and you save. Once you apply, the vector layer will be automatically added to your project. And this has already been added already. So the next step is to extract our study area. In order to do this, you right click on the shapefile we generated and you select open attribute table. Once you open attribute table, you browse down to the state of interest. You browse down to the state of interest and you select the state. So we are using Oyo State. After selecting the state, you right click again. And you export by saving selected features as the name of the state, which is Oyo State. So once this has been saved, it will be highlighted and you can uncheck the first layer. So it's time to acquire our DEM data. In order to do this, you have to ensure the Open Topography DEM downloader plugin is also installed. Once this has been installed, you can find it under the raster panel and you select the Open Topography DEM downloader. At DigGeoNaija, as I mentioned earlier, we make use of the SRTM 30 meter to provide a better resolution for our GIS maps. And you can define the extent by the shapefile we extracted earlier, which is Oyo State. Ensure you have your API key from the Open Topography DEM website. So once this has been done, you can click on run. It usually takes time, so I've acquired this in preparation to save us some time. So once this has been done, your DEM data will be added to your project. So after you acquire your DEM data, what next? The next step is to extract the relevant part of this DEM data for our terrain analysis. So to do this, we go back to the raster panel and we click on extraction. You select clip raster by mask layer and you input our acquired DEM data. So the mask layer is actually the state shapefile we just extracted now. And you ensure you keep the resolution of your input layer by taking this box and assign specific no data values as 0. And you click on run. So while waiting for this, the extracted part will be the relevant part we need for our terrain analysis, and this has been done already. So you can uncheck the main layer, and we have our clip mask. So after what next is the next step is to begin our terrain analysis. In order to do this, you come to the processing toolbox. This is the processing toolbox, and you search for raster terrain analysis. We click on the drop down, and we'll start with E-shade map, which is one of the map we are launching today. You impute the elevation layer as the clip mask layer, which we extracted, and the Z factor, which is for the vertical exaggeration. So we use 0.004 to provide a better resolution and make it as perfect as possible. What is E-shade map at first? E-shade map, as I defined earlier, is actually a simulation of how the sunlight interacts with the terrain, and it considers an angle, which is the azimuth, and the compass direction, which is the azimuth, and the vertical angle. So the azimuth we use is 315, and the vertical angle is 45 degrees. This is to simulate a better position and direction of the sun to provide a better shading effect of the terrain. So once this has been done, you can click on run, and you wait a while for it to be added to your project. So other terrain analysis map include aspect, slope, and relieve, as I mentioned earlier, including the ruggedness index. So we have our shade layer here, but it actually requires further processing. So in order to do this, we right click on the layer again, and we go to properties. Under properties, we go to the symbology, and we make sure we adjust its configuration by adjusting the brightness to 85, the gamma to 2, the contrast to 35, and its grayscale to by lightness. And we'll go to the resampling to give it bilinear 2 and 2. This is to provide a better smoothing effect of the shade. So we click on apply, and we have our shade layer perfectly generated. So this is it. This is what we generated after all the processing. And let's go to an overlaying of our SRTM data on the shade map to provide a better visualization of the terrain we are working on. So in order to do this, we right click on our clip DEM data. We right click on our clip DEM data, and we go to its properties. Under the properties, we select the render type as single band pseudo color, and the color ramp we choose Tubo. By choosing Tubo, we can visualize these elevation differences, as the higher elevation will be shown in red and the lower elevation will be shown in blue. So this map can actually be overlaid on our shade map, just like I will display now. The shade map is underneath the SRTM map, but it's not showing because we've not set it to be so. So in order to visualize this, you can come here and select the blending mode to multiply. This is to ensure transparency without altering its quality. So we can set the transparency to 70%, and we apply. Once this has been done, you can have a better visualization of the terrain, and this is what an overlay of SRTM DEM on the shade map will look like. And you can see the elevation I was talking about, the higher elevations in red and the lower elevations in blue. Other maps can be generated, such as the slope and the relief and the aspect. And also the flow direction Dr. Kamal mentioned earlier can also be generated using the field sync one value. Under the processing toolbox, you search for the field sync one value, and this is the tool. This is what you use. You input the clip DEM, and you uncheck the watershed. You can click on run. So this is a brief description of how we generate our GIS DEM map and model. And my colleague Victoria Oludepe will be putting you through the map layout, or you can add other important parameters to your map to give it a better visual appearance and understanding. So thank you for this. Let's
Thank you so much, Mr. Oseni. I hope we are learning one or two from this. I I have to call on Ms. Victoria to also give us another insightful demonstration using QGIS. Ms. Victoria, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, everyone. So I'll be sharing my screen. So my name is Oludipe Victoria Damilola, and I'll be putting you through how to render maps using QGIS. Rendering a map is crucial for understanding, for turning raw geographic data into meaningful, easy to understand visuals. So by the end of this session, you'll be able to understand how to render maps in QGIS effectively. And I'll be showing you how to render a map using the map of Nigeria. So just wait for this to load. So this is the map of Nigeria. So the first thing you need to do is to go to projects, then go to new print layout and name the map. So I'll be naming it map of Nigeria. So it's going to take you to a new page where you can render your map. And the next thing you need to do is to go to the add item icon and click on add map. So you draw your map on the page. And this is it. To adjust the map, you can go to the left side of your. Then the next thing we're going to do is to change the CRS to default CRS and then to add grids. First, I'm going to add frame and then I'll be adding grids. Click on the plus symbol and then add grids. So I'm going to be changing the X and Y value to 5 in order for the grids not to be crowded. Then I'll be clicking on draw. Coordinates. Digital to the north arrow. And then I'll be changing the color also to black. I'll be changing the fill color to black. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to draw the map scale. So you go to the next left part of your screen, click on add scale and just draw it there. After doing this, I'm going to add the inset map. I'll go to my QGIS layer, remove the labels from this one, and then click on my study area, which is Oyo State, and then I'm going to do the same way I did for the map of Nigeria. I'm going to go to add item, then add map, and then just draw it at the right hand side of my page. And then I'll add the scale and also adjust it. changing the CRS of the map and adding grids also. Scroll down to the right side to add the grids, like I did earlier. Modify the grid, use project CRS and change it to 8. And then we're also going to draw coordinates also for it. Then the next thing I'll be showing you how to do is to draw the legend of the map. I'm going to go to the right side, click on draw legend and draw the legend of the map. I'm going to title it legend. And then remove the parts of the legend that I do not need. And only leave the aspects that I need. Click on the minus sign to remove all the parts that I don't need. So I'll double click on this to name it. I'll just name NGA, that's to label it Nigerian map of Nigeria. And then in order to increase the size of the legend, I'll go to symbol and then increase symbol height. And then also add frame to it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to add the logo of DigGeoNaija. So I'll go to add item, then add picture. I'll draw it to occupy the space there and click on add raster image. Then click on the 3 horizontal buttons. So this is it. Then I'll export it as an image. Save it as map of Nigeria. And I'm going to be using an export resolution of 750 ppi. Then I'll save it. So after saving it, this is what it's going to look like. And one of the things we should notice is that individuals and companies can contact us on how to arrange personalized trainings on these maps. Also, researchers and students can request for certain maps of those specific to their research or to their projects. The 8 maps that are on our website are presented as basic needs for geological and regional urban planning. Also, more maps such as land use land cover maps, stream network maps, flood assessment maps are also available in our non-public repository. And on our next set of maps, we are going to focus on neighboring countries such as Cameroon, Togo, Ghana, and Niger. So I hope we're able to learn something from this demonstration. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Victoria, for that. I hope we learned one or two because I did. Now I would like to call on our director once again, Dr. Kamaldeen, to unveil the open source GIS and DEM maps and models platform. He would guide us on how to access, use, and contribute to it. So stay tuned. Dr. Kamaldeen, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you very much, Ridwan, and thank you very much, Victoria. We have seen a number of hands being raised up. Yeah, it's going to be a question and answer session after this one. So please hold on and be patient with us. Okay, now, if you want to access these maps that we spoke about earlier on, It's just 3 steps and it's very easy to do. So I'm going to share my screen once more. So to start with, you go to our website. Which is www.DigGeoNaija.org. That is the website address. On our front page, you scroll down, and then you're going to see this slope map of Nigeria. You can slide through and see other maps, the hillshade map, the SRTM30 overlaying on the hillshade, and the SRTM30 map alone. And beneath, you have 2 buttons, 2 main buttons beneath this, right? So this is first step. Go to the website, scroll down to this area where you have about us. Then if you click on the first button, it's going to open up a new tab, which will take you to our repository for all these geosites, for the 147 geosites that we have in Nigeria. We've classified them, we've categorized them. So for example, now if you go to Niger and click on this, Suleja Dam, for example, you're going to see our pictures from the Suleja Dam. You get the coordinates, the rough coordinates of the Suleja Dam, the region where it is politically in terms of the political division of Nigeria into north central, southwest, south, etc., and the kind of geosite that it is. You can do the same for the Suma Rock, and you can view all our pictures. These are our own pictures from the site. So that means any site that we have visited, that we have done research on, you're going to get pictures about them. So we now have for these 3 sites. This is the Gurara. You see the picture from the Gurara, and you see all the classification. If you move to Oyo State, where we've done a lot of work, this is Oyo. This is your state, and this is Agunrege. So you see some pictures from Agunrege. You see from also Ado-Awaye. This is Ado-Awaye. So the first button that you press on the website will take you to our geosites. So you can see them, you can read about them, the basic information. Now to access the open source map, you click on the second button, and that will take you to a new page where we have listed all the states in Nigeria from Abia down to Zamfara, A to Z, including the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. So if you need the map of Abia, for example, you only need to click the button beneath Abia State, and then that will take you to a Google request form which you send to us. But because I have access directly, I can see all the maps, but it takes 1 to 2 hours maximum to respond to your request, because we want to have a responsible use of these maps. That's why we want to know people that are really downloading and using them. So if you click on Abia, for example, you find the flow direction map, you find the hillshade map, you find the administrative map showing the local government areas in Abia State. You can also do the same for other states. If you go to Bayelsa, for example, in some states, we've even included the geological settings and the physiographic settings, some writings on them to help you understanding the geology of the area. So this is Bayelsa. If I click on the geological setting, then you have the Google document popping up telling you about the geology of the area in summary. So we're updating this regularly. So for now, I think we've covered about 15 states with these geological settings and geological physiographic settings. Once again, if you need to access any map, You go to our website, you go to the front page of our website, you look for the main map of Nigeria, and then you can access two kind of maps. You can access the geosite map with first button, and you can, which will show you about our geosites, and you can also access the open source GIS and DEM maps. Thank you very much to our GIS team. They've done a great work in the last 3 months. Also to our management for the support, and for the rest of our members for standing by and doing what they needed to do. We also need to appreciate vendors working on the website, and also some of our partners, scientific partners. This is just the beginning of it. We are going to release more maps. We already have agreement to do this kind of training in Cameroon. So starting next year, we'll be having 8 slots for training. If your university want this kind of training to be given to your student, get in touch. We put you on our slots. 1 slot already is taken by Cameroon, so we have 7 slots left for the rest of Africa. And this is just the beginning. We move from Nigeria, because this is a project for Africa, not just Nigeria. We move from Nigeria, move to the neighboring countries, and move to the rest of Africa. Congratulations to our GIS team. Congratulations to DigGeoNaija. Congratulations to Nigeria and Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kamaldeen. Just like Dr. Kamaldeen has said, this is just the beginning. If you want to collaborate with us in future, just get through to us. And our website is www.diggeonaija.org. So now it's time for questions. This is the moment to ask anything you've been curious about regarding what our tutors have taught us today. If you have any question, even if it's about the company, just let us know. You can raise your virtual hand or drop your questions in the chat.
Yeah, Victoria, there are some hands up already.
Okay.
So, Mr. Marcos.
Yes,
I
can see some.
Mr. Marcos, are you there? If you are there, please ask your question.
So, hello, sir. This is a very good initiative. I commend the organizer of this event. In fact, when I saw it on LinkedIn, I have to post it to some people. So I want to say, my question is this: if you are doing a project that has to do with river side, does this cover the river side? And so that if you want to do something that has to do with any of the ocean or river, can somebody be able to use this to do it?
That one. Next question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We got the question.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So I think we'll take the questions first and then answer.
Another question is this: if I want to sign in, do I need to pay? How much am I paying, or what is the
Okay, sir.
payment something on it?
Okay, we are noting your question down.
Okay,
We'll
okay.
answer very soon.
Dr. Waliu.
Mr. Waliu.
Dr. Waliu, you can ask your question.
Dr. Waliu.
Okay. Good afternoon from here, or good evening from here, rather.
Good evening.
Good evening. I just want to say I'm super impressed, and I'm not surprised because of the people behind this initiative. I've been looking at it behind the. I've been listening for some number of couple of minutes, and I'm nothing short of being impressed. It's been a very wonderful innovation. And of course, because of the conservation of the geoheritage of the country and the intended, should I say, strategy of expansion, which goes beyond that of Nigeria, is something worthy of commendation. So I say thank you very much for bringing this up. As a businessman, as a geologist, I've just been looking at, I know there's a lot of resources that have gone into this. I would just probably ask what is the business model behind this? Because all of the resources that has gone into this, as I know, is tremendous. The physical resources, the financial resources, a lot of technical resources also that has gone into it. There has to be a sustainable business model behind this for it to continue and for us to continue to enjoy this beyond Nigeria into the rest of Africa. So that's my contribution. I'd like to use the opportunity to thank Dr. Mosoro and Dr. Kamal, who is my very good friend. Like I said, I'm not surprised because when I see Kamal, he's always been innovative, he's full of ideas, he's always coming up with so many things. And I know with him and other people behind him, it is a plan for success. And I can only wish that we put in more efforts. And like I said in one of the transmission I had with Kamal recently, that I, serving as the current national president of NAEGE, we are willing to partner with DigGeoNaija in whichever capacity we feel we can, propel this forward. And we are still open to a conversation where we can see to specifics how we can come in and make this a success. So by and large, to the team, I say a very big congratulations. This is the beginning of that greater success. So thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for allowing me this audience. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Waliu. Thanks so much for the commendation. And of course, we'll talk more about the partnership, which we are very, very interested in. And also, we'll share a bit about the business model. So, Mr. Akim Olaniyi, could you please unmute and ask your question? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Your presentation this evening is very insightful, and it's quite interesting, and as well as being innovative.
Sorry, sir. Can we know you first? We forgot to ask. So as you just a brief introduction.
Okay, I'm Dr. Akim Olani. I'm also an environmentalist, and I'm into terrain analysis and modeling as well. So I'm a lecturer.
Okay.
Yeah, in environmental Kaduna State University.
Okay, thank you.
I find this presentation innovative, and I see your product being quite, it's going to be acceptable to people in the environmental management disciplines. So I really appreciate your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
So, but particularly, I'm interested in knowing, I've been able to know that you use SRTM. Equally, I'm interested in knowing some sources of open source of elevation data sets. So I don't know if you've been able to, because sometimes ago I was able to download from open source elevation data set for some countries, but in the recent time from SRTM portal, but in the recent time I've not been able to download elevation data sets. I don't know why. So please, probably you can guide me to another website where I can do this. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Ima Uvi, can you unmute yourself and ask your question or comment?
Yes. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. I'm very happy about how far you guys have gone in this work. I think the last presentation was like 3 months ago, and I've seen the level of innovation, especially the maps, the 3D maps, the drone imagery, and also the fantastic kids video you guys have made. So I would like to ask my question, just like Waliu has already asked my question. So what is like the business plan? For example, will this map be public domain forever? Or is it just an incentive to drive traffic and ideas? Or what is the long-term strategy for these maps? Will you eventually, Dr. Kavat is laughing, will you eventually sell them? Or will this map be public domain? Or will you do like other things we have over here where you have academic licenses to these products? And for example, for environmental agencies, you have to sell them. For government, you have to sell them. But being that at business, I'm very happy with how far you guys have gone in the last 3 months and the level of work. And I can only wish you all the best. And we can also talk later, okay? Yeah.
Thank you. Dr. Kamal, will you take up the questions now?
Yes, I can take all the questions because okay. The first question was asked about all kinds of maps. So sorry, about river, working in river environment, because I put the answer as all kinds of maps. So what you simply ask is possible. So any kind of map, anything that is called a map that you want to do, we can do them. So just get in touch with us. Whether you are working in offshore, onshore, even mixed environments, get in touch with us and we can discuss how we can help with the map. If your work is purely academic, it is free. If it's purely academic, I reiterate that. If it's purely academic and research based, it is free, right? But if it's beyond that, if it's business, then we have to discuss the business, which also answers the questions from Dr. Waliu and Dr. Ovie, right? So we have a business model which is built around 9 solid revenue streams. 9 solid revenue streams. Because this is a public interaction, I can't go into them. I can't discuss them. But one of them, if you follow the presentation purely, is that we go into merchandise, selling artworks, selling 3D printings, selling stuffs, and also training. Also is also part of the revenue stream, conferences and all of that. But the basic ones are built into the discussion that I made about the progress that we've made so far. So it's about collaboration, partnership, and all of that. It's a nine tiered revenue stream model. So which I don't want to give out to the public. So like we said, we are going to have a business forum where we invite interested people and investors to come discuss. But that changed because we've been meeting people on a personal basis rather than having it as a group program. So we have a business model, a solid business model for this, which is going to make it sustainable, God willing. And as for Ima asking about if these maps that are shown today, they are free for use. So if you need us to take off our geosites out of the maps, we can do that for you, with condition that you also have to acknowledge us in your research work and publications. This is a win-win situation for everyone. So these maps that are shown today, they are free, and God willing, they will be free for life. You understand? And we are trying to do the same across Africa, because what's the basis of using an open source software to produce a map and then sell it to people? Yeah, you see the point. So the software that we're using is open source already. Somebody made that available free of charge for the rest of the world. So we are also doing this by also helping people to make their maps. If you want to train your students, it is free. If you arrange your students, in Cameroon now, they are working on arranging about 250 students to get this training done in 2 days or 3 days. So we can do the same in Nigeria. The universities can come together and arrange their students. We can give them this training, and it's free of charge for academic use and research purposes. So the business is sustainable based on a business model. But you know, you as being a businessman, Dr. Wale, you know how business is. You plan something else happens. So we are learning every day about all our plans, and this is why we are putting out everything that we are doing. In the next few months, meaning in November and December, we are doing a lot of networking, which means we are going to reach out to a lot of senior people, a lot of local organizations and international organizations on how we can partner. We already contacted your organization and we got a very good response from you. We got a very good response from the NNDS also and NAPE, and also from Joe GPT. So we are expanding and we are networking, and we'll be doing a lot of that in the next few months. What other question? The other question is sources of free maps. There are a lot of them, Dr. Hakim, and Ridwan actually showed that in his first slide. He showed that in the first slide, the sources of this topographic and bathymetric map, where you can get them for free. One good example worldwide, though not very high resolution, is GEPCO. You can get bathymetry, you can get topographic from GEPCO. You can get from GMRT. You can get from NCEI. But if you need more information on how together, just get in touch with us and we put them through to you. I think I've answered all the questions, sir.
Yes, we have one more question. If the person is still interested, before we run the question and answer section up. So, Oluwatoyin Oladipupo, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay, can you ask your question and
Yes, sir. First of all, I want to say thank you to my lecturer, Dr. Mosuru, for inviting us into this this online event. It's been so valuable for me, and I'm sure for my colleagues too that are on here. So, I am sure this is going to be very, very helpful in our field mapping. Yeah, I guess, and also for the business model part of it, I would say maybe students should be kind of considered. So it shouldn't be, maybe we'll be given a lesser pricing compared to the business and the hierarchy people. So that's what I want to say, sir. Thank you very much.
Tony, if you add us very well, you discover that those maps are open source. When we say open source, they are free. So you can just go into the website and pick on whichever one you like and you download. So they are free. So don't stress yourself about the money now. I hope that is taken. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, sir.
Wow, we're having more hands up, but we actually don't have much of time. Okay, so let me give Mr. Hussein Usman. Can you please ask your question?
Yes, thank you very much. I have two requests, not a question. One is if participants can get soft copy of presentations to aid more of the learning, and also if certificates of participation will be issued to participants, I think it will be glad. Thank you.
Okay, as regards the soft copy, be assured that this program is being recorded, and we're going to make it available on our YouTube site, so which you can watch at your leisure. So just go to YouTube and type DigGeoNaija. There are many of our reels video already on YouTube. So this one will also be added to it in the next few days, so you can learn and relearn whatever you might have had here. So last but not the least, I'm not going to take any other questions. So let me, because Miss Purity, I think
there's going to be an informal interaction after we close the program, so you can get to answers to your questions then. So if you want to hang on after we close the program, please.
Okay,
Mr.
Purity. Purity, are you there?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. Can you ask a question or make your comment?
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My question, okay, I'm a student of FUPRI, Federal University of Professional Resources, fantastic. I'm currently working on my project. So my question is, like, in regards to the map, within this, within the state, can I also get some information, like, for the local government within each state? Like, taking data as example now, like, within data state, can I also get information regards to, like, the local government and other areas? I be just data state. That's my question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Kamal, will you take that, please?
Yeah, I think we already answered that during the presentation. Maybe you missed that part. If you need localized map also, get in touch. We can find a way to help you, especially if you're a student. So it doesn't mean for the state only. If you want to get for your study area, then we can also have a discussion around that and help you, especially if you are a student. I emphasize that. So, and it's free for students. So remember that nobody's going to take money from you at being a student.
Okay, thank you. This is where we. Okay, Tokwe, can you take over from here?
Okay. Thank you all. Before we wrap up for today, I have a few announcements to make. Firstly, I would like to remind everyone that the open source GIS and DEM repository is now live and available for every one of us to explore. So please feel free to visit the platform, our website on www.DigGeoNaija.org and start utilizing the models. And follow us on all our social media platforms to know more about our company. And I would like us to subscribe to our YouTube channel at DigGeoNaija for more videos and updates on Nigeria's geosites. And also, lastly, be on the lookout for upcoming announcements about future DigGeoNaija events. We have a whole lot in store for you, and we can't wait to share more soon. So thank you very much. And I would like to call on Dr. Mosuru again to give us closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you, Tokwe, for that, for this announcement. I want to thank everybody who has taken their time to join us for this session. In the last 1 hour and few minutes ago, we want to thank you for joining us from all over the world. We appreciate your coming, and we assure you that we're going to have more of this program. And this is just the beginning for DigGeoNaija. We are a startup, and we are also happy with where we are now. So we hope to do more. And while we are still we rely on you, our audience. We also rely on you for collaboration. Those of us in the academic collaborator, and those of us in the industrial collaboration as partners and as investors. And also we are also seeking your support in terms of grant, sponsorship for some of these sites. If you could see that for what we have said, we have over 140 sites, and we still have a lot to do. So, we need your support, we need your collaboration, we need your investment, we need your know-how to help us. So once again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being part of today's program. I wish us a very good night and a nice weekend. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. And with that, we come to the end of our event. I would like to now hand over to our project manager, Mr. Ayomiko Bankole, who will guide us through a short networking session. This will be a great opportunity to connect with each other and discuss potential collaboration.